I like to have my house clean and tidy. However, I'm also a working mom, so the time I have for home management types of tasks is typically very limited. But I have learned over the years that those two things don't have to be mutually exclusive with the help of a few habits. So today, let's talk about the 10 daily habits to keep your home clean and tidy as a working mom. Habit number 1 is to make it easy to keep things tidy. What I mean by that is always concentrate on making your house functional and practical. So anytime you are doing things like organizing a pantry, decorating for holidays, functionality and practicality is what you have to keep in mind instead of kind of how pretty it's going to look. That's gonna make it easier for you to maintain it and keep it tidy. So don't get hanged up on, well, my friend is doing it this way, or I've seen somebody else do it on a social media this way. Make sure that it works for you. Make sure it's gonna function for you to be able to keep it tidy. If you have areas in your house that constantly get cluttered, that constantly get disorganized, it is a sign that you probably don't have it organized in a way that it's making it easy for you to keep tidy. So get into a habit of function first and practicality first. Habit number 2 is to create a home for every single item that you have. Now, what does that habit have to do with keeping your house tidy and organized? Well, if each item has a home, it makes it super easy and super quick to clean up at the end of the day, to clean off a coffee table when kids made it messy, or to clean up your kitchen counter if it's your dumping zone area, which it is for me, because I know exactly where things go. Versus if I don't, what ends up happening is either it takes me forever to clear off a space because I'm not sure really what to do with those items, or what will end up happening is I will clear off an area in my house by moving the mess to a new space, which in the end is not creating a tidy and organized home. So make sure anytime you buy an item, or if you're going through the process of decluttering your house, that you find a home for every single type of item that you have in your house. Habit number 3 is to put away things once. And that is definitely something I am still working on. What I mean by that is when you bring something to your home, don't put it in one area and then a few hours later you put it in another area, and then finally where it's actually supposed to go, into the home we just created for the item. So typical things are groceries. When we bring them in, we should be able to put them away right away where they belong. But sometimes for me, I'll put everything on a kitchen island, and then I'll put away whatever needs to go in the fridge, and items that need to go to the pantry, they sometimes tend to linger for a little bit longer. Or at the end of the day, when we're coming from work and school, we dump things on the kitchen island, and sometimes they will stay there a little bit longer than they should. So with this habit, and again, I'm still working on that, it is so much easier to keep a space clutter-free when we don't dump things somewhere else to take care of it later. Let's use my kitchen island as an example. Once 1 or 2 items is dumped over there, somehow mentally we're like, oh yeah, we can just keep piling up. It's just automatically you're gonna see that pile grow and grow every hour. Versus if it's perfectly clutter-free, there is nothing there, putting that first item, your brain kind of stops you, like, oh, it's so clean over there, let's not put anything on it. But once something is on it, it's just kind of a habit, just, oh, we can just put it there, I'll put it away later. So try to put your things away right away instead of creating piles in your house to be done later, because then you're just creating more mess for yourself, and it's just, again, gonna take you longer to actually clean it up. Habit number 4 is to clean up after yourself, or clean up as you go. So a big one is now as we are preparing breakfast or lunch or dinner, to clean up the area after we finish using it. When we are cooking dinner, maybe we can wash the dishes at the same, kind of as we go at the same time. When we are doing a crafting project with kids, clean up afterwards. Get into the habit of, I'm done with an activity, I clean it up. Because it's so easy to clutter up a space. Those little messes here and there add up, and visually you're gonna see a house that is definitely not tidy and organized. And one of the reasons why I like to keep my house tidy and organized is it just kind of gives me this feeling of peace and helps me kind of be creative, have more energy, because I feed off on the energy around me. So if everything is peaceful and put together, I then can kind of concentrate on the other things versus being distracted by the little messes. Habit number 5 is to put your house to sleep every night. So we have probably seen a lot of videos of closing shift or evening routine, whatever you want to call it. At the end of the day, get in a habit of putting your house back in order. So that when you wake up in the morning, you are starting your day with a clean and tidy space. So that might look different for you than it does for me. For me, I have an open concept living area, so I do like to clean my kitchen, empty the counter space, and kind of fix my couch at the end of the night. That does not always happen because I'm not the last one to go to sleep. So sometimes my dog will knock off some pillows, or my son will watch TV and something is not exactly how I would want it. But it's a big thing for me every night, every evening, that my house kind of gets back into a clean slate. So in the morning we can start fresh. Habit number 6 is to make sure that your routines are working for you. So what do I mean by that? Anytime you are creating a new routine or trying to make adjustments to your routines, whether that be an evening routine, morning routine, laundry routine, cleaning routine, whatever routines you have, make sure that they work for you and your family. So get into a habit of any time you're creating something that you customize it to fit your needs. And the reason why it's so important is if you just try to copy something and your life is not looking like the life of somebody else, you're gonna end up frustrated and you're gonna end up not doing what you wanted to do as far as your home management, and you're gonna have the opposite results of what you want. Your house is not gonna be tidy, it's not gonna be organized, because you find the routine that you're trying to put in place overwhelming and just not working for you. So if you are working on your routines right now, keep that in mind. Or if you have something that doesn't work, look at it from a perspective of how could I customize it to make it work for me. If the routine that you are currently working on or trying to create is a morning routine, I have a free download for you in the description box that's kind of gonna walk you through the steps of how you can create a morning routine that works specifically for you. So you can download that for free down below and see if it can help you customize the routine to fit your needs, to set you up for success for the day, and to customize it to help you keep your house clean and organized and tidy. Habit number 7 is to use up a little gaps of time that you have throughout the day. So think of, I'm cooking dinner, like I mentioned before, at that time, you can wash the dishes. Maybe you're waiting on the microwave, 1 minute, 2 minutes. Use the time to wipe the counter. Use that time to just vacuum quickly in the kitchen. Whatever things you have on your to-do list as far as cleaning or organizing, they can get done in those little gaps of time. Maybe you are on hold when you're trying to reach someone. Whatever those times may be, we have them throughout the day. And I can guarantee you, if you pay attention to your day, you're gonna find yourself when you have those gaps of time, what do? We reach for our phone and we typically scroll to social media. So instead of doing that, do a little bit of tidy up in your living space, and at the end of the day, you're gonna find that it really helps you keep your house tidy and organized. Habit number 8 is to plan ahead, prep ahead. Usually I will notice that when things really get disorganized for me, when I'm starting to feel overwhelmed and my house is not looking tidy or organized, is because I did not plan ahead. It could be I did not take the time to meal plan, and now I am struggling to figure out what to eat. And when I am struggling and kind of rummaging through my pantry and my fridge, I'm creating messes that don't need to be made. Maybe I didn't do my evening routine. I didn't put my house to sleep. And then it comes the morning, everything is already disorganized. Then again, going back to the previous habits we talked about, I am less likely to put things away where they belong because there is already mess everywhere. So it's just easy to just add to the messes. And it's kind of like a snowball effect. So planning ahead is really, really important. Doing things ahead of time, doing things in the evening to prepare for the morning, or doing things in the morning to prepare for the evening. Maybe you need to take your meat out of the freezer in the morning so it's less chaotic in the evening. And it just really, all those little things add up to help you keep your house tidy and organized. Habit number 9 is to constantly declutter. Get in a habit of decluttering constantly. So what do I mean by that? Typically, when we think of decluttering, we have this vision of this giant mess that we spend hours of decluttering. Or when we have sessions, hour, 2 hours, and it's just going through a lot of spaces. That is still the case. There are still areas, for example, your closet, where you will have to go in there maybe once, every season or twice a year, whatever that may be, or kids' playroom, where you are maybe doing like a bigger session of decluttering. However, if we are truly dedicated to decluttering, we can do it on a consistent basis. So when I am buying new things for my closet, I'm buying, let's say, new jeans, I should be getting into the habit, I'm bringing something to the closet, let's get something out. Same thing with kids' toys. If they're getting new toys, maybe they can get rid of something right away. If I notice something is broken, I can right away get rid of it. So it's just that habit of decluttering needs to be constantly on your mind. Because if we just do it once a year or twice a year in our house, things will pile up very quickly. Because if decluttering habit is something you're consistently thinking about, you will be more aware when you are trying to get something new to your house, when you're trying to bring in new things. You will be constantly thinking, well, do I actually need it? Do I actually want to bring more stuff to my house? So get into the habit of consistently decluttering your spaces. And habit number 10 is to get your family involved. So everybody should be on board. Everybody should have some chores, some responsibilities that relate to keeping your house tidy and organized. Whether that is for your kids, even if it's just the responsibility of the rooms, whether you have specific chores for them, because as working moms, we don't have to do everything. We can delegate things to our family members. So it's everybody's responsibilities to keep the house clean and organized and not just your own. So whatever those chores are for your kids, that's completely up to you. But making it kind of a family thing makes it so much easier to keep the house clean and organized. I know, for example, that when I declutter our playroom or the kids' bedrooms, they are right there with me. I want them to learn how to declutter, and I want them to see how better they feel, how much more creative they are when their spaces are clean versus just cluttered with a lot of stuff. So those are the 10 habits that I have for you. Remember, if you want, you can download the morning routine workbook to kind of figure out how to create a morning routine for yourself. And if I have forgotten any habits that you have, or if you have tried any of them and they maybe worked perfectly or did not work, let me know down in the comments. Let's have a discussion about those habits and see if we can help each other out to create even more of them. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.